Okay, now page 41, exercise 43, and now let's do this exercise. Nicole loves to play with cubes. Now she just got 1,000 cubes and decided to build a flat pyramid, one row in length. What I mean by a flat pyramid is just this, okay? In here we have 6. Now we're going to have 5. Now we're going to have 4. Then 3. Then 2. Then 1. Okay? You can see from here, okay? This is a flat pyramid, okay? Flat like this, because it is just one cube in width, okay? So this is the pyramid that Nicole is trying to build, but she's wondering how many cubes she should begin at the base. Well, in here I just used 6. She's going to start by the base, right? Okay. Of course that she can always add 1 in here, okay? But let's suppose that she must center that pyramid in here. So she better knows how many cubes she must start her pyramid, okay? Okay, and she's also wondering how tall that pyramid it is going to be, considering each cube it is 2 centimeters in length, because maybe it's going to be so tall that it is going to block, right, the place where she is, and maybe she's not going to be able to build that structure, okay? So what you're going to use in here, well, you're going to have to decide for yourself, okay? I'm not going to spoil the exercise. Again, take your pencil, your mechanical pencil, your eraser, your head, your neurons, and work a little bit, okay? And see what can you do, okay? I see you in a few minutes. Okay, now, the first thing we have to realize is this. This is going to be our pyramid. 1 cube, 2 cubes, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so we have to acknowledge that this is going to be our sequence, okay? We're not going to work with cubes, where we must work with numbers. And +1, +1, +1. What is this +1? It is our, remember, D, our common difference. Okay, so we have to acknowledge this. Well, how should we proceed? Well, in case you don't know what to do, let's start with this information. We know she has 1,000 cubes. Let's start with this information. Okay, if you just remember the formula, summation of n terms, it is going to be the first one plus the last one times the number of terms divided by 2. Okay, and we know things in here. We know that in total it is going to be 1,000. We know A1 because A1, it is this first one. This is A1, isn't it? 1. It is the first cube. We know that. Plus, now, what about, we can't have, I'm sorry, we can't have an and n. We can't have 2 variables with just one equation. Remember, if we have 2 variables, we need 2 equations. If we have 4 variables, we need 4 equations, and so on. And what about if we have 4 variables and 3 equations? We can't solve it. We can't specify what is each variable. We can say that those variables, we can maybe we can say that 3 variables, but the last one, it is going to be relative to the others. Like this is this variable is 7, this one is 5, this is 3, but this one it is a combination of those, or maybe you're not even going to get that. So we can't solve it, okay? Actually, if we just have 3, right? I just have acknowledged it. If we have 4 variables and 3 equations, we can't have this is 2, this is 5, this is 7. No, we can't, because if this is a combination of those, So this is already known, okay? So we are not going to be able to specify those, okay? Or maybe you can say that this is 2 and this is 5, but those two, like this is the double of that and this is half of that and so on, but we are not going to be able to tell everybody. 4 variables, 4 equations. 5 variables, 5 equations. 17 variables, 17 equations. Well, what does that matter to here? Because we can't have 2 variables if we just have 1 equation, and we do have just 1 equation. Okay. Now, what is going to be an? Let's write an in terms of a1. Okay, and I'm going to use a different color to write an. An is going to be a1 plus n minus 1 times our common difference, which is just 1. Okay, we know that. Times n divided by 2. What is going to be that? This is going to be 2000 equals, what is going to be this? 1, 2. Oh, let's just put this way. 2 plus n minus 1 times n. So 2000, it is going to be like what? N squared plus n. Let's put it in a better way. N squared plus n minus 2000 equals 0. Okay, so this is going to be our second degree order equation, and we're going to solve for n. N is going to be, remember, minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. Okay, and this is going to be, oh, divided by, sorry, 2a. What is this? Minus 1 plus or minus square root of 8001 divided by 2. Well, we are going to see that n is going to be minus 1 plus or minus 89 dot something, okay, something divided by 2. Well, that is going to bring to us a positive value, okay, and also a negative 1. Of course, we are not going to use a negative 1. We don't even have to consider it, okay. Why? Because we can't have negative values of cubes, right? We can't have negative values. N, it is like in here, n equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can have negative values. It can always be positive ones, okay? And that reminds me a teacher of mine from university, when he said that calculators are dumb and you are the one supposed to evaluate what the calculator is given to you. It was very funny because in his exams, if the answer was supposed to be between 0 and 1 and the person gave like 1.7 but just missed the last line, okay, but if he gave just answer as being outside the possible range, okay, he would just give 0 for the entire question. He would not even consider anything, even if everything was perfectly. And the student just missed the last line, and the student would complain, oh come on, his name was Antonia, and said, come on Antonia, you can't do this, it's not right, I did everything correct, I just missed the last line. And the teacher just turned to him and said, and he did this several times, what is the answer? It is between 0 and 1, isn't it? Yes, it is, but in the end, okay. But if it is between 0 and 1, how come you give 1.7? 1.7 it's completely out of any possible understanding for the exercise. Meaning, if you gave 1.7, it means that we have no idea what you're answering to. And that's why you got a very big 0 for this question, okay? So, and he was right, the student had to shut up because indeed he is correct, okay? So, every time we face an answer, okay, we have to use our common sense, our understanding for that problem, okay? For that problem, I'm not even going to start to consider what is going to be that negative because it makes no sense to continue with that. So this is going to be what? The positive side is going to be minus 1 plus 8, 9 and something divided by 2. Okay? Now let's continue in here with this discussion, because now the discussion is getting much more interesting. Okay? Now n is going to be like what? Minus 1 plus 89 divided by 2. Okay? What is that supposed to be? This is going to be like 88 point something divided by 2, right? So this is going to be like 44 point something. That's going to be the answer. Now let me ask you something that's very important. It doesn't, let's suppose it's 44.8. I have no idea what is that, but let's suppose it is 44.8. Should we round it to 45? No, we can't. It's not a question how to round here, okay? Bigger than 5, we round to a higher number. Less than 5, the decimals, we just round to 44. It's not about that. What is n? That's why, okay, that teacher is wonderful. We have to understand what is going on. What is n? R is the what? The number of floors, let's say, right? Floors for our pyramids. Okay? Now, if n is the number of floors for our pyramids, well, what does that mean? It means that for 1000 cubes, we are going to get exactly 44 point something. Okay? And if we make one extra, we are going to need more. Okay, let's try to see here. Ignore that. Okay, we just have 1000 and n. The bigger the n, the bigger the number of blocks we need, of course. So if we just decide to make n bigger than 44 point something, it is the exactly value for 1000. Okay, that's what we're trying to find, right? If we just plug in n 44.5, for instance, it is going to be exactly 1000. If we just put anything higher than that, it's going to be 1001, 1010, 1050, I don't know, but it's going to be higher than that. We do not have more than 1000, so it's not possible to round up that number. It must be rounded down. So n must be 44. And you say, okay, of course, but doing that we are going to miss. Some cubes are not going to be used. Yes, it's not. What is the problem? But what we can do is finish our pyramids, and in the end, it's not a point. In the end, it's like flat. Okay. So she just has 1000. Nobody's saying that you have to use every one of them. Now, once we find 44, what is she wondering? She wondering how many cubes she should begin at the base. Well, we are going to have 44 terms, okay, like this, 44. Now, what is going to be the last one? What is going to be the first floor? If this is the first floor, the last one is going to be the 44th, right? Floor, right? Let's see this one. So, what is the number related to the floor, the 44th? It's going to be A44. It is going to be what? A1 plus n minus 1 multiplied by, okay, our good friend D, which in this case it is 1. It is always 1, right? This is the what it is building our pyramids one by one. Each floor we just add one more. Okay, now what is going to be A44? A1 it is just 1 plus 44 minus 1 times 1. Well, we're going to say that A44 is just like 44. So the answer is going to be the first one. How many cubes she should begin? 44 blocks at the base. And I always advise you to write the complete answer, okay? So that's going to be the base. Now, if you're just rushing up at the exam and it's okay, 44, okay, height, we're going to have 44 floors, so the height is going to be 44. No, it's not. What is going to be how tall? No. How tall? Well, we're going to have 44 floors, right? Floors. Each floor measures 2 centimeters. Therefore, the total it is going to be 44 times 2. So 88. So 2 things I would like to discuss with you. First, always write how you have reached the answer, okay? Just don't write 88 out of the blue. Explain. It's not going to cost you anything. Another important thing, it has units, okay? So you better put units, okay? Another teacher of mine told me that a number is nothing if it doesn't have units, okay? So always put units when you write something. And that's it for our exercise, okay? It's not difficult, okay? I would say that the most important part was to acknowledge, what is my pen? This one. Acknowledge this one, right? This was the most important part, okay? So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.